Okay, we're live. Welcome, folks. It's myself and Aaron,
Hi.
and we're going to give it a go at a bit of a wrestling recap. Kind of live. I have a list of stuff that everything happened in front of me, and just going to kind of go through it while we fuck around in some Fortnite. Give our opinions on some stuff. Pretend we care about other stuff, and just. But where will we start off with? I think should we go with TNA for the week and start to get that out of the way. The Sunday night was Slammaversary. 16 years of TNA wrestling, and I genuinely think this was TNA's or Impact. I really have to stop saying TNA. Impact's best ever pay per view because they're really starting to embrace the fucking their indie roots rather than trying to compete with Raw.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a
But,
different couple of weeks, alright.
yeah, like I've only like I actually when we get to this week's Impact, not just Slammiversary, we can get to Impact next. I they had a classic match from 2010, and I realized I only started watching Impact again this month, so it's been 8 years since I watched it, almost to the day nearly. Since I watched Impact last. Well, actually, almost to the month, but still, it was very close. 8 years since I'd watched Impact. But anyway, we'll get straight into Slamversary. Do you want ready up there? Oh wait, should change the game mode.
Yeah, change the surprising mode.
Um,
Pap.
yeah, but we start off. It was just a quick match. Rich Swann was supposed to be in this match, but he was actually injured, so he was replaced with Pete Williams. He's a Canadian, and he kind of embraces the whole Canadian thing. John Morrison, Johnny Impact, versus Phoenix from Lucha Underground, Taiji Ishimori, who's actually in the Bullet Club, Pete Williams, as I said, and it was actually really good starting off match. It was 20 minutes of a match or something like that. And Johnny Impact wins. He looked really good, but John Morrison is just good at what he fucking does. So
Yeah, he always has been good. I think he just had a bit of a bad attitude when he was in WWE.
yeah,
That's why he was gone.
so where are we dropping?
Might as well go by tilt if we won't get shot for a change.
There's a little bit of input lag using this PlayStation thing, but it's not bad. Next match was a women's match. Tessa Blanchard, she's actually the daughter of Tully Blanchard from the Four Horsemen, and versus Ali, who is like Impact's Bailey, kind of ever babyface kind of thing, and
Hugger.
huh? Kind of, but
Kind of hugger.
she's more of a pure babyface kind of shtick, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tessa won. It was actually a really good match. Like both of them worked really good. Like they're both good at what they do. What else? Oh yeah, this is actually next match was a hardcore match. Tommy Dreamer versus Eddie Edwards, who was actually former Impact champion, and
Yeah.
it was a hardcore match because.
Yeah. He was good. I always liked Eddie Edwards, even when he was in the he was in a stable or a tag team before. I'm just actually blanking on the name right now. But
Yeah.
it was the Wolves or something he used to do. But I do like where they're going with it. Like, they're trying to make him the crazy character.
Yeah.
But it's been working out so far with him, I think, anyway. And I think doing the things with Tommy Dreamer, don't get me wrong, I think it's the probably tried and not tested method of bringing in a hardcore legend to make someone else look hardcore. Like with WWE and Dean Ambrose.
Why
It's working for Edwards at the minute.
why am I not dealing damage to you? Am I actually hitting you?
Yeah, it's just playground mode.
Should be able to kill you though, shouldn't I?
No,
You're able to kill yourself.
hurt yourself though.
But yeah, this is actually a really fun match. There was a load of tons of weapons, and there's actually a really good mode where someone in the crowd offered Tommy Dreamer ECW Championship replica, and he took it, smashed Eddie Edwards in the face with it, and then kissed it and held it aloft. But
nice.
Eddie Edwards
Probably get
won.
sued, but nice.
Hmm?
Probably get sued, but nice.
Yeah. Well, Eddie Edwards actually won that match, I think. Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, he did win, but
Yeah.
he was if you wanted this one to take the hang out of it, he was never going to lose Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer was always going to put him over in the end. Like.
Yeah. And Tommy Dreamer kind of handed him the kendo stick, kind of passing the torch kind of thing.
Yeah.
But next was the X Division Championship. Brian Cage versus Matt Sydal, and Brian Cage is actually in Lucha Underground. He's just called Cage, like a Terminator. He's a fucking giant monster of a dude. You wouldn't expect him to be in a X Division match, but it's actually really good. And,
yeah.
It was the match was good. I just don't have anything beyond that to say. Like, Sydal's a flippy bastard, and Cage is big and surprisingly flippy for a giant. He could genuinely play Colossus from X-Men without CGI. They just paint him silver. But Cage actually won. But that was pretty much it. What else? Women's Championship, Su Yung versus Madison Rayne. Su Yung she's kind of creepy. She's kind of like the Undertaker, but she comes down to the ring in a coffin, surrounded by like dead wives or brides or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I've seen her shtick.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think they have the budget to pull something off like that, but
No, but
it's interesting.
The match was alright. The match was pretty good. Su Yung won. She kept her title, but I kind of expected that, and I knew nothing about her going in. There was LAX versus the OGs for the championships.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. Like,
It is, yeah. Like
the new blood versus the OGs. Like,
but there was lots of interference and thumbtacks, and fucking the OGs lost the match. LAX still the champions, but OGs actually stole the championships. And or the OGs stole the championships and spray painted OG on the championships and just walked out with them. But the LAX are the champions, but they don't have the titles at the moment. But I always loved LAX. They're a brilliant stable, them and Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money and just
yeah. So they always had a good tag team. Well, they didn't for a while, but they had a great tag team division at one stage.
Oh yeah, when I was watching it between 2006 and 2010, their tag team division was better than anyone's.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because they had the Dudleys, Machine Guns, the OG LAX. There was more teams like it.
Fucked if I can remember them.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's right.
The Beautiful People.
Oh yeah, the Beautiful People. They were nice to watch.
The next match was Pentagon Jr. versus Sami Callihan. Mask versus hair match. It kind of turned into a massive hardcore match. And they took out these they were like nails, but they were like almost like fucking giant spikes. Huge. Started hitting each other with them. Loads of blood. And Sami Callihan, he was all spitty and snotty. It was really gross.
Yeah.
But,
that might be quite vicious, that Sami Callihan.
Pentagon got blinded with baby powder in the face, and he grabbed his whole thing is breaking people's arms, but he was kind of reaching around trying to find Sami Callihan, and actually he accidentally grabs the ref and breaks the ref's arm.
Nice.
But he regains, and Pentagon actually goes on to win the match, shaves Callahan's head. But Pentagon was never going to lose that match.
No, he was never going to lose. No, he's the point. He's one of the top stars in Lucha Underground as well, so they weren't going to let. And plus, he's a luchador, which, as if anyone knows anything about anything, no wrestler or luchador won't just give up their match for anything. He's not going to give it up just for a match on Impact, even if it is Slammaversary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because especially for Pentagon, because he's as in Lucha Underground, he's one of the big characters. Like, so
he's the champion. He's the champion, like at the moment.
Yeah. So you couldn't really couldn't pull that off, not like that.
Mm.
So I'm guessing it's just another like Kurt Angle or Big Show thing that the opponent was going bald and took his chance.
Yeah, pretty much. Head on over to Greasy, will we?
Yeah, might as well go for a walk.
Yeah, Pentagon's great. He's absolutely brilliant. And he doesn't speak English, but he doesn't have to. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's very good.
The main event,
quite an enjoyable character to watch.
Main event was Moose versus Austin Aries for the championship, and everybody was damn near certain Moose was winning this match. Absolutely certain. Any prediction show I watched, Moose. But that's the wrong one. Yeah, but fucking Aries won, and it was great. It was a really good match. Yeah, Slammiversary was brilliant. It was short. It was snappy. Like, it wasn't as fucking bloated with bullshit as WWE is. But yeah, I think I'll skip straight to Impact, even though it was on last night, rather than going back to it later on after Raw and Smackdown and stuff. But opens with a big recap.
In coming weeks we'll have more to say about Impact and that stuff, but for now we haven't really got back into it just yet. So
yeah, still trying to get hold of everyone. But it opens up with a recap of Slammiversary, and Austin opens the show and somewhat subtly and not so subtly calls out WWE, and claiming that these were almost his exact words, that the Slammiversary main event is what a world championship professional wrestling match, and he really emphasized wrestling match, should be, and then calls out WWE again by kind of pointing out that, like, oh, I'm here and anyone from the indies, we're here, we come out and we're not hidden in our own little bubble and given a script of what to say and what to do in matches and words not to say in promos, and like really calling out WWE. And he kind of put himself and the rest of the indie scene against WWE without actually saying anything about them. Like he said, he's calling on all of the other indie stars. There's like, this is a place for you for real wrestling, and it's
yeah, well, it is, because he is right about that. Like, WWE don't seem to have competition, so they have been making, it's just what they say goes, and that's it. There is no, and then they turn around and say they know it's trying to grab the brass ring at the exact same time. So
yeah, but
so,
you know, yeah, but basically, like, this is kind of just TNA showing that they know people are paying attention again, you know, and TNA could be that. Like, finding the indie stuff, getting New Japan and ROH and all that is kind of difficult, but TNA has or Impact, for God's sake, Impact has all them TV deals, and they can give them a home on American TV and British TV, and eventually give WWE room for their money. But Eddie Edwards attacked him with the kendo stick, so that looks to be the next championship feud. Austin Aries is awesome.
Oh yeah, he's very good. He's very opinionated about everything he thinks, and like, he doesn't just mouth off of people. Like, he's actually a vegan as well, and he's not very happy with people.
I always said he was
considering like he's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Just after you said he was vegan, I always said he was a dickhead. Never liked him.
Say that again. Sorry, you kind of cut out there.
Ah, sorry. Just after you said he was a vegan, I would have turned around and said, "Oh yeah, I always thought he was a bit of an asshole. You know, never liked the guy." So yeah, Eddie Edwards came out and attacked him.
Oh,
So.
he's in shape for not eating meat.
No, exactly. Yeah. So boys. Opening match is Pete Williams versus Taiji Ishimori. Ishimori wins an absolutely brilliant match. This could have been on Slammaversary and still been awesome. Absolutely brilliant indie match, loads of flips and kicks and near falls, and then they're attacked. After both of them are attacked by the Desi Hit Squad. Kind of remind me of the Singh brothers and what's his face.
You're getting that quite badly there, man.
Huh? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're just kind of cutting out quite badly.
Oh, it's weird. Sure it's not you using up all your bandwidth by building shit?
Maybe.
Just hold off and building for a minute.
You.
Hold off and building for a minute so we can test it. But yeah, they're attacked by the Desi Hit Squad. They're kind of like Singh brothers and what's his face.
Singh brothers is it?
Yeah, and they're led by an Indian guy in a turban. And
I can't think of his name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Jesus, can't remember his name. Former WWE champion, and I can't remember his name. But yeah, backstage interview with actually Santino Marella, but he's not in character. It's just his American accent. Can't remember his name, but he's there with a student of his.
American characters.
Yeah. But he's there with a student of his, Dustin Cameron. Says he's here for a tryout. Confronted by Austin Aries, and Aries is insulting him for having a bad neck and can't wrestle, and the kid Dustin steps up, and Aries says, "Oh yeah, I'll take you on." And I just thought, oh god, he's gonna die, isn't he? Poor Dustin.
Welcome to Slammaversary. You're jobbing out straight away.
Oh, this is on Impact last night.
Oh, welcome to Impact. You're in the dropping out.
Oh, sorry about that. Am I still dropping out? Am I?
No, you're jobbing out.
Oh, right. Sorry. Next match is Rebel versus Tessa Blanchard, and I don't know, it was fine. It was kind of a nothing match. Wasn't bad. Plenty of arse in this match. Jesus. But
there goes the family show.
Yeah. we're two straight males who find females attractive. What bastards we are. But next match is...
This will be our final show.
Yep. Next match is Johnny Impact versus Trevor Lee. I'm pretty sure I know Trevor Lee from New Japan, but I can't remember. But Johnny Impact wins. It was actually a decent short match. But he calls out Congo Kong, who actually injured him back in April. And that's why he's only back in Impact this last couple of weeks. I don't know. I looked up a picture. I don't know who he was. So.
Not sure myself now, to be honest.
Big Samoan looking dude. Actually, next is something that I think WWE would do great. They showed an old match. Like they used the time to show an old match from their history to get people to subscribe to the GMW whatever their streaming service. And
GFW.
No, it's not actually. I can't remember the actual streaming service. But it was Motor City Machine Guns versus an incredibly very Young Bucks. This is 8 years ago, and they're already still young. So they're very young back then. They're still brilliant though.
With the Hardy Boy starter kits.
Yeah. This is where was it? Uh, oh yeah, this was for the the championships, the tag team championships at No Surrender 2010. But there was actually this square circle. There was actually the square ring. So
Yeah.
it was post Hogan coming in and all that. So this would have been around the time I stopped watching. But you can tell by the crowd that the crowd is actually fairly big. And they're fucking absolutely hyped because Motor City Machine Guns are absolutely awesome. And even back then, the Young Bucks were brilliant.
Yeah, I think, just, I don't know if you know this, but the reason I think they showed that match is because Alex Shelley from the Motor City Machine Guns announced his retirement from wrestling this week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he retired. I think it was either Sunday or Monday, and there was quite a few tweets from obviously Chris Sabin said something about him. Like even some WWE wrestlers, some TNA wrestlers, and well, obviously TNA wrestlers have all mentioned that he was a great wrestler. So I actually think he might have been injured because I think he's like 38, 39, so he's old enough for wrestling, but he's not that old that he just like suddenly drops out altogether. But he just completely retired from pro wrestling.
Oh, that's a shame.
This week.
I can't believe Motor City Machine Guns never made it to WWE. It's such a shame.
There he is, actually. They're a great tag team. They were together.
They were one of my favourites back in the day.
They didn't. I think it was Chris Sabin. He didn't have a great run as Impact champion, but he was a great tag team wrestler.
Yeah, exactly. Next was a backstage segment with Grado and his girlfriend and Joe Hendry.
Hendry debuted at Slammaversary, did he?
No, he's been on Impact last couple of weeks, but he hasn't. I don't think he's wrestled yet. Eli Drake has been trying to show Grado that, or trying to convince Grado that Joe Hendry is stealing his girl. So, that's great. And then there's a few backstage promos. OG's showing they still have the tag team titles. Sammy Callahan attacking people because he's convinced they're looking at his head. Are you looking at my hair? And he's shaving randomers' heads because he's crazy now.
Nice.
And then the main event was a rematch. Matt Sydal versus Brian Cage. Yeah, an actually really good 20-minute match for the championship. But I kind of knew, because usually know when they do a rematch this quick that it's kind of just to get the rematch out of the way to secure the champion.
So we can move on.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what it was. Like they just Brian Cage won to keep the title. That's about it. But it was actually a really good fucking match. Again, those two are awesome.
There are some wrestlers, but I've heard quite a few rumors about what Matt Sydal is like in person.
Yeah, I've heard he's a massive wanker.
He's
I've heard. I'm not saying.
I've heard a lot that there's a couple of Scottish promotions over here that he's let down on like the days he's supposed to travel.
Yeah.
Like he's proper let them down just to get that far. Like, and he's refused more or less to pay back like their, I suppose you call it, deposit. Like, but I'm not officially saying any of this but I'm pretty sure this has happened. Like, I'm pretty sure because he done it last year, and I'm pretty sure he done it recently again. Like, he was supposed to turn up to another Scottish promotion, or even might have been an English promotion this one, but he didn't turn up again. And again, he wouldn't return the deposit.
Wanker. If that's true, he's an absolute wankbag.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ray. Didn't see you in the chat. How's it going? Yeah, we are talking wrestling. I haven't been watching the chat, actually. Hope that wasn't too long ago. But yeah, that's pretty much TNA for the week. I'm gonna keep watching TNA full time because it's awesome. Like, I was thinking the other day.
We're getting back into TNA myself.
Yeah, like Raw is 3 hours long, SmackDown is 2 hours long, and neither of them are that good. So if you're gonna watch 5 hours of wrestling a week, 2 hours of Impact, 1 hour of NXT, 1 hour of 205 Live, and 1 hour of Lucha Underground. There's your 5 hours of wrestling. But
We'll watch more so we can bring it to you, of course.
Yeah. Because we've nothing better to do. So, I think we'll move on to Raw. Vince McMahon is in the ring when the show starts for some fucking reason. And in comes Stephanie and Triple H. Or no, in comes Stephanie and Triple H. And everyone is on the ramp, and they call forward the women and say there's going to be an all women's pay-per-view called Evolution. Tap out. No, never. I'll never tap out. That's Ray. Asked me to tap out. And oh shit. Hey, Seamus. Oh, he sent us that stuff. Deadly. No. Fuck. Excuse me. No New Japan this week because G1 is on and it's on every day for a month. So that shit ain't happening. But no, they announce a all women's pay-per-view, and it's mentioned by every single person on every single WWE show for the next week. But no, this is awesome, and there's loads of rumors of a women's tag team division in the future. So, but apparently at this thing there's going to be the Raw Championship, the Smackdown Championship, NXT Championship. If there's the tag team championships, there's going to be them, and the NXT UK Women's Championship as well is going to be defended at it, and the finals of the Mae Young and the Mae Young Classic. This is awesome, and it should have been done years ago.
By WWE.
Yep.
Because I would like to point out now, this has been done quite a few times by different promotions, including TNA.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah.
So
WWE is way behind the mark, and of course Stephanie McMahon is hyping herself up because she had such a good idea, and the Revolution is all her idea.
But no. I think WWE are just pretending they care about these things, but they're just going for a cash grab.
Yeah, exactly.
Hoping that'll work. Because like, if you even think about it, like all the people congratulating them on Raw after it was announced, it's kind of like, oh look, you've done well, go you.
Yeah, well done, woman. You need my approval.
Well done. I'm so proud of you. Instead of like, giving women just more matches on the main pay-per-views, you can have your own stuff and stay over there.
Yeah, fuck off over there.
Yeah. You go play on that one, we'll do these ones. But, yeah, that's my opinion on that.
It's about fucking time, but I don't fucking care.
Not that too.
Yeah.
Sadly. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the Battle or the Royal Rumble because it was quite cool to see like the women wrestlers that I seen when I was younger.
Yeah.
Seeing them return, but that's all you're going to get now until Evolution happens is rumours of what woman's coming back and who's doing what.
A women's pay-per-view named after an all-men tag team.
Yeah.
But, screw it, we'll move on. B-Team retain their tag team championships in the opening match against the Eaters of Worlds, but the Eaters of Worlds stand tall after a little bit of a beatdown. Heel turn, maybe? Probably not. WWE is terrible at booking.
No, they'll definitely turn them so they can. Yeah. I think it's all just building into the Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt storyline, and then it'll turn out that Sister Abigail has never left.
Yeah.
So the final deletion didn't work.
I don't know. There's another backstage promo between Finn Balor and Baron Corbin, which really amounts to Finn Balor is short and I am not. Baron Corbin bought him a little playhouse and said, oh, here's your special locker room. They're one of those little kids' playhouses.
Yeah.
And the entire feud is Finn Balor is short and I am not. Just...
this is basically just the Daniel Bryan and Big Cass storyline, because they can't do that anymore.
Yep.
So that's exactly where Big Cass and Daniel Bryan were going, and then Big Cass was fired, and they decided just to keep using the storyline. They just moved it to Raw and made it Finn Balor. And
So...
even though I think Finn Balor's about 5'11" or something.
Yeah. He's taller than us. Taller than me, anyway.
He's about my height. A lot more muscle than I do, but he's about my height.
Sheamus said, why no New Japan? But Kenny Omega had 2 5-star matches this week. Or in a week. What's next?
I'll talk about Kenny Omega when he gets to Impact.
Sasha and Bayley have a match, and Banks comes out in a jacket just like Bayley's, and they look like they're all friends and all that crap. But you can see Sasha keeps giving her the eye out of the corner of her head, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But Banks is gonna have a heel turn eventually. But I don't know why they're taking their fucking time with it. It's stupid.
So I have to build it up now to the Evolution pay-per-view.
Shit. Elias is trying to hype up his album, and he keeps getting interrupted all night. Braun is in the ring, and over the past few weeks or months, he has been bullying Kevin Owens, be a star WWE, and of course Kevin Owens comes out. Oh no, wait. Yeah, Owens comes out, obviously hurt, and he gives, him being the heel, of course he gives a scared babyface promo, and Corbin comes out and gives Mahal to Strowman in what seems like a very racist Zen teacher shit. And
oh god, yeah, I've seen that.
Braun beats the crap out of him and Singh and walks away.
Yeah, so basically it's the same thing again with Braun Strowman. He's big, he'll smash everybody.
Yeah.
Even though, like, pretty sure thing is not much smaller than.
Yeah. But actually, I may as well skip on to later in the night since it actually involves this. Kevin Owens approaches Stephanie McMahon and Kurt Angle, and Braun Strowman joins in about halfway through, and he says to Stephanie, like, I want Braun Strowman in a match at SummerSlam. And he said, but if I win in any way, whether it's count out or disqualification on Braun's part or anything else, if I win in any way, I get the Money in the Bank contract. And Kurt Angle says, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And Stephanie said, no, I think it's a good idea. But I genuinely think Kevin Owens is going to win that match, or Braun Strowman is just going to walk away and give it to him, because he doesn't need it. He can beat Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns by himself. He just doesn't want to do it yet.
Yeah. The reason that story is built like that, by the way, is that the last pay-per-view, Braun Strowman in a cage match where he can escape the cage to win, Braun Strowman basically threw Kevin Owens out of the ring and just walked away laughing.
Yeah,
showing that he doesn't care about winning. He can do what he wants.
I got a couple of comments here from Sheamus. Corbin is terrible. He would make more sense if there was still an ECW, but he's not. He's just not Raw and SmackDown quality, which is right. He should have been on NXT. Was he on NXT?
Yeah, he was in NXT, but
yeah, he was called up way too quickly then.
Sooner or later, everybody has to get called up.
Yeah. A lot on the current. Another one from Sheamus. A lot on the roster just aren't the quality they need to be. And Elias for the next IC champ.
No.
I like the idea.
Huh?
I like the idea.
I just don't see it. No, I don't know, Elias is he's a good heel and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
have you put a title on someone with a guitar?
Paint the title onto the guitar. It's what's it? Oh yeah, Mickey James beats Natalia in a match made to build up Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss, which makes all the sense in the world.
Go off, wins.
Roman Reigns has a promo where he literally says, "Get used to me being shoved down your throat."
Yes, he did. But I think he's right.
Oh, he's right. We have to get used to him being shoved down our throats. Fuck WWE. I'm gonna get that printed on a t-shirt.
It's like Roman Reigns is never actually that bad. Again, it comes back to, like, we've discussed this 1,000 times before, but it comes back to that whole fucking CM Punk thing of, oh, look, the big man always gets what he wants, and people get pushed down and blah blah blah, yada yada yada. It's like in the nicest way possible. Daniel Bryan got pushed, and what did he do? He got injured.
Yeah.
Big lads don't get injured like that.
It's just wrestling is changing. You know?
Wrestling is changing, but it doesn't mean you have to leave everybody behind because one dude who left wrestling and got his ass whooped twice in the UFC had an opinion.
No, it's
so
not,
I don't care what anyone says, but everyone...
Like, Roman Reigns...
It really is about that. It can come back to that forever.
Roman Reigns is
I'll give CM Punk that much.
Sorry?
I'll give CM Punk that much. Like, he caused a lot of change, like, but he left. Because he thought he could do something else, and he's still causing trouble because it is what he said, and basically because he called out saying that he didn't think Roman Reigns is ready for anything, and he didn't want him in the Shield. And that's literally most, like, I know you've got different opinions, but if you look at most comments, that's what everyone always says, that Roman Reigns wasn't ready for these things and he should have stayed on NXT and blah, blah, blah. They're literally copying what CM Punk said. Every time for the past 2.5 years.
I wasn't really watching WWE when the Shield came into it. And I don't really remember any of that stuff. I don't really I don't remember CM Punk doing any of that shit at all. But
no, but he didn't do it on live wrestling. But he done an interview where he said that he was his idea to put the Shield together after he was about to face The Rock.
Yeah.
But he wanted, I can't remember the other guy's name, but he wanted somebody else and not Roman Reigns because he didn't think Roman Reigns was ready. And basically after that, everyone turned against Roman Reigns. Well, it took a month or so, like after the Shield broke up. But everyone turned against Roman Reigns, saying that he wasn't ready and he should have stayed in NXT and he never should have been in the Shield. Basically, it was like an echo that was literally has gone on for years now.
Yeah. But back a couple of years ago when the Shield first broke up and he was put into the main event scene, he wasn't ready. He was pushed. He wasn't ready to be in the main event. He was ready to be on Raw and SmackDown, but he wasn't ready to be in the main event. Like, he should only be getting to the main event now, because he is 100 times better in the ring, and he's definitely 100 times better on the mic.
Yeah, no, but like at that time.
Yeah. Oh, fuck CM Punk. CM Punk go fuck himself.
Yeah, but CM Punk or Seth Rollins became the bad guy. So, are you and the rest of the world trying to tell me it would have been better if Dean Ambrose went after him first?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, aside from how good he is, or what CM Punk said, he wasn't ready for the push, and WWE said, "Tough. This is what you're getting. Get used to it." And now they've ruined any chance of him being popular in this current character. But they insist on doing it and giving these fucking promos where they essentially tell their fans, "Go fuck yourself, stop booing him."
Yeah, that's true, but like, it comes down to the whole thing of...
Oh yeah, fuck CM Punk, he can fuck off, like.
No, not that, but WWE's attitude comes down to the whole thing is that WCW's been dead for years, there is no competition, so either watch it or don't, because trust me, there's a million other people that will.
Yeah. Well,
like everyone thinks, like, you think WCW's got bad programming, and then people keep complaining about it, and yet they're after doing well enough that they actually think they made $1 billion deal with Fox just for SmackDown.
Yeah. Well,
so like,
hold on 1 sec. All right, good. Oh, but There you go.
Lost your train of thought.
Yeah, sorry. With this deal from Fox for SmackDown, this means for the first time ever, I'm kind of getting away from Roman Reigns now. For the first time ever,
Yeah.
their TV broadcast deal is going to be more lucrative than their live attendance deal, which means you could genuinely see a big change in at least SmackDown's broadcast direction. Really, you could see a big change.
Might get Pyro back.
Yeah, maybe. Or I think they're going to change to a storyline wrestling like Impact or Lucha Underground. You know.
Well, in some shape or form, like I wouldn't go as far as it.
Yeah. But well, what should I was saying? Roman Reigns should have either had his push when it was him and Batista at the end of the Royal Rumble, or they should have had him taken out of the Shield instead of Rollins. I don't know.
It would have made more sense. The bigger one going after them, but here we are. Like, God knows when you were here. We're here. That was that long ago now that we even had a very bad reunion of the Shield, where one got the mumps and one got injured.
The mumps. But what is it? So I think we'll just move on, will we?
Yeah, just a hit on our own Reigns.
Authors of Pain get a beatdown from Titus Worldwide. I do not care.
Yeah, but just for a second on that, I don't understand. Like, Authors of Pain were the dominant force when they were in NXT.
Yep.
I feel like they're being punished because of, I can't think of your man's name again, but
Paul
the
Ellery.
manager when he left, I feel like the Authors of Pain are being punished for that.
Yeah.
Because basically, Titus Worldwide have been jobbers, and now they're taking out the lads that were literally ran through NXT for well over a year.
Well, it's WWE's 50-50 booking. 1 week one person wins, one week the next person wins. No one looks weak, no one looks strong. It's just pure 50-50. Because they can't be arsed writing stories.
Yeah, no, but they took them off TV for a while as well, so it just generally makes them look like jobbers now.
Yeah.
It's such a shame because they're literally the two massive guys who look like they just went in and kicked the crap out of people and walked out every time.
But for some reason they're not allowed to mention, the commentators aren't allowed to mention NXT anymore. Like, these wrestlers didn't exist until they came to Raw or SmackDown. I don't know.
Very odd.
Tyler Breeze is jobbed out to Mojo Rawley. Breeze is so much better than this. He should be in the title picture. At least the mid-card title picture.
I say, but they got a tag team title push if Fandango didn't get injured.
Yeah.
It's the NXT curse.
Finn Balor and Drew McIntyre. Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre. Dolph is in his corner. And Dolph gets involved, beats up Finn. Rollins comes out. What's that? Do I smell a tag team match, player? Literally, Kurt Angle comes out. I'm going to make this a tag team match, and it starts right now.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah. I don't even remember what the match was like.
Was that right?
Rollins pinned Ziggler. That's what I remember. So
It was a good match, but it was one of those phoned-in matches. So.
Yeah. Ember Moon versus Liv Morgan. Pretty short match. Ember Moon wins. Elias finally gets to sing a song, and it's not bad. But he gets bored, insults Cincinnati, and walks away. Bobby Lashley comes out, and Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns. And this is, I've written here, it's a good old fashioned slobber knocker. Two big guys lumbering around the ring, sweating their absolute fucking tits off. This is what people want from their wrestling. Two big sweaty men, not storytelling, not in-ring psychology. Two big sweaty men. That's what we want. Spear, or no sell on Lashley. Spear, Superman punch. Roman wins. Fuck you, WWE. It's just why have Bobby Lashley win 2 weeks ago at all? Just make that a retroactively make that a number one contender match. It's just
I don't know. Supposed to make Bobby Lashley look strong, and then when it actually comes down to one of the moments of when it's important to win, he loses.
I don't know. Oh, damn Sheamus, that's a long comment. Wrestling needs a PG-13 show that shows more hardcore rendition of what current talent is out there. Like a Paul Heyman brand. He's pretty good at picking people. Would be the biggest thing going if it was still around. The actual physicality of WWE wrestling is not evolving as quick as the indie scene, and shows where their talents get left behind by the wayside because they can't show their talents. Wow, you said talents way too many times.
WWE's PG-13. There's still violence.
I thought it was
You can't have men in underwear twatting each other.
I thought it was TVPG.
Well, it's PG-13. You can't have men or people dressed like that and running around hitting each other and sometimes cursing at each other and expect it to be that low. And I think PG-13 is still kind of family friendly, like.
No, but PG-13 you're allowed nudity, not nudity, cursing. WWE
curse
isn't.
Sometimes.
No, don't say fuck. PG-13 you're allowed curse once.
What the hell is going on?
Indie heroes are just bad on the WWE, and looks like Ricochet is next in line. Oh yeah, he did mean TV PG. It's not PG-13.
Oh.
But he said there should be a PG-13 show. NXT should be PG-13. But yeah, that's Raw over and finished with. Anything else you want to talk about in Raw? We kind of discussed everything, really.
Oh, we need to move on.
Yeah. How long have we been going? 47 minutes. Sorry,
yeah.
I have it right there. Smackdown, just run through this. Randy Orton gives actually a really good promo when he opened the show. Talking about why he attacked Jeff Hardy. Yeah, absolutely brilliant fucking promo. Little bit shooty, insulting the indies and bingo halls and all that shit.
Basically goes after nearly everybody in the indies, including I think there's known as the Bullet Club, which is the biggest thing in the wrestling world.
Oh yeah, he said something like stolen hand gesture.
Which is the Too Sweet, which is the fingers together, which comes originally from the Click, but Bullet Club have been using it, and like one of the creators of the Bullet Club, Finn Balor, is in WWE.
Yeah.
And so basically when Randy Orton started, he went after Jeff Hardy, but he went after all the Bullet Club, he went after all the indie scenes, he went after all the high flyers, but he really, really made it that these things disgusted him and hated it, and it was actually one of the best promos I've seen on SmackDown in a long, long time.
Yeah. And he said, I used to be...
2 or 3 times on YouTube.
He said, I used to be the legend killer, now I am the legend, and you're all going to fall in line, or something shit like that.
Yeah. Well, it was a brilliant promo, I have to say.
There was loads of recaps of the Evolution announcement. Then Rusev and Almas have an awesome match. Lana and Selena Vega start fighting on the outside. English comes out to try and stop them. Vega pushes English into Lana, which distracts Rusev, which costs him the match. And backstage, Rusev gets mad at both of them. Maybe both of you are bad for Rusev Day. But, I don't know.
Sorry.
I think... What's that? Your door?
No.
Alright. I think Almas is, if I heard rumours right, that he's in line for a bit of a push, according to our good friend Sheamus.
Yeah, but
I heard that on Cultaholic and all them as well. So. Heard it on the Dirt Sheets too.
Yeah, but see, there's a thing of... I don't know if there's going to be a push, or there's going to be some sort of push, but it's going to take a while before he starts going for a title, because at the minute Shinsuke Nakamura is a heel and he holds the US title, and they're not going to put heel versus heel for a title. They never really do, like ever. I just don't think they're going to throw him straight into the main title picture with AJ Styles. Just even though he had a great match with AJ recently.
Yeah.
There's just no way. Just not yet. It could take months, but just not yet.
What else? Oh yeah. R-Truth and Ty Dillinger have been doing these backstage segments where they're kind of egging each other on into matches with Samoa Joe. And it's actually really good. And you always forget, R-Truth had a match with Samoa Joe, and it's the first time he's wrestled in a long ass time. It's the first time he's been on TV in a while. But you always forget how freaking good he is in the ring.
No, he's very good. He's very good in the ring. He's very good in the mic. He's had some past troubles. I think that's what kind of holds him down.
Yeah. Former 2-time NWA champion.
He was technically like the first person to wrestle The Rock when he came back.
Yeah.
Same with John Cena.
Asuka versus Billie Kay is the next match. Short match. Asuka wins, but the Iconics are absolutely awesome, and I love them.
Yeah, they're very good. Like, the women's divisions are really popping up. That's I can accept. Really, the women's division, I think it's really come down to think that good women wrestlers are finding a reason that WWE are actually trying to do something, so they're coming to WWE instead of just like staying away from it and being on the indies all the time.
Yeah. So, what's next? Oh yeah, Paige is in the ring to give AJ an opponent for SummerSlam. AJ comes to the ring. Paige introduces him and cannot say phenomenal. She said phenomenal or something.
This guy.
AJ is in the ring, gives a promo. This guy really likes building houses. So, Ellsworth comes out to challenge AJ. He's actually not bad on the microphone, to be honest. Insults Paige, and he gets fired. Bye bye, see you in 6 months.
The next time we need interference in a women's match. See you at Evolution, probably.
And he's carried out by whoever, and Paige follows out, and Samoa Joe attacks AJ from behind in the ring and signs the contract. Yeah. Mr. TNA versus Mr. TNA at SummerSlam WWE 2018.
Yeah, so that's true. Take TNA originals. WWE main event, probably.
Yeah, and it's for the WWE Championship as well. That's some bullshit offshoot.
Big Dog versus the Big Dog versus Brock Lesnar, won't you, as the main event?
Carmella, Becky Lynch. If Becky wins, she's number one contender, and she wins by submission, so number one contender, and probably next women's champion.
Setting up for the Irish for church.
New Day versus.
Becky's been working hard for a while, so it's good.
Yeah. Oh, she's brilliant. Like, she just, like, she's obviously loved, and if they just give her a better storyline, she could be a lot more popular. So, what's next? Oh yeah, there's a tag team tournament, and the first round this week was the New Day versus Sanity, and whoever's running SmackDown is ruining Sanity. That's the long and short of it.
We know who's running SmackDown. We know who's running Raw.
Yeah. Vince bloody McMahon. But New Day win, and next week it'll be who was it? Oh yeah, the Bar versus the Usos, and then whoever win between the Bar and the Usos face the New Day, and then face the Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam.
Do you know where the Bar have been for so long?
No.
Representing the WWE at the World Cup.
That's weird.
That's literally where they've been. It came up recently on the WWE. The World Cup is over, so the Bar are back.
Fuck's sake. Oh yeah, and the main event was a ad for the Miz and Maurice's new television show, which is starting after SmackDown. It wasn't a match, it was an ad. It was Miz and Maurice in the ring, and Miz is wearing one of those baby carrier things on his chest. And it's
No,
obviously a doll. You can tell half a mile away it's a doll. But they're in the ring and says, "Oh, here's a promo for our upcoming TV show." Daniel Bryan switched out the footage, so it's all Miz's embarrassing stuff from over the decade. And Daniel Bryan comes out and blah blah blah. And Miz distracts him by throwing the air quote baby at him, and then beats him up.
Yeah.
And said, "Watch our program next."
It's on the network, is it? Is it on the network?
I think so, probably. Bella's is, I think.
I won't be watching either of them.
Yeah, but that was Smackdown. Kind of a recap of Raw, really.
Usually is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that'll change now once they go to Fox. I don't think Fox is going to stand for fucking recapping the USA Network show.
No. NXT is up next. Opens up with a package of Aleister Black and Ciampa for the title, which is the main event of the evening. Opening match is Adam Cole, Bebe, versus Sean Maluta, who is apparently from the Cruiserweight Classic. No, I didn't remember him either. The North American Championship, that belt is fucking lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a nice belt.
I really have to stop cursing, don't I?
WWE haven't actually made a nice belt in quite a while.
Yeah.
I think I've made enough of these calls, don't you?
Adam Cole wins, and Cole gives a promo about, "I'd totally defend this championship to you guys. You just don't see it. Like, all over the world, it's just you just don't get to see it." And because everyone's been saying he doesn't defend metal, doesn't defend. Excuse me. Doesn't defend the title. And Ricochet comes out, and really good promo between the two. Basically challenge him to a match at TakeOver Brooklyn, which he says no to. But cue Undisputed Era out to back up Cole. Cue the War Raiders, or War Machine if you're a Japanese fan. Then cue Mustache Mountain, big brawl, and New Era run away. Or the
How did they ever get away with the name Mustache Mountain?
I have no idea. But they come out in these silver tracksuits and they look like bloody porn stars.
Yeah, I mean there's something called Mustache Mountain. PG my arse.
Backstage, and there's a contract signing with William Regal between Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane, and it's not in the ring, and it doesn't ensue in a brawl, which is baffling. I don't understand how contract signings don't end, and it's lost me plenty of job interviews. Every time I sign a contract, I'm throwing people through tables. But
no, it's actually nice. It's kind of a boring thing to do, but it's a nice change because like it's nice when you actually do something you're not expecting.
Yeah.
Even if it's something small, it's just not getting twat.
Then there's a quick ad, more or less, ad recap of Velveteen Dream walking out on EC3 during the tag team match at the UK event last month, which means there's probably going to be a match. And Tanilla Price versus Lacey Evans with a lady ref, which is nice. Short match, made to look Evans look good, and it does. It was an alright match. So then, what we're all here to find out about was the NXT Championship. And to be honest, I've taken notes on all the other matches, but this one is just completely blank. Because go and watch it. Absolutely go and watch this match, because go watch it the whole way through and pay attention, because it is just, if this doesn't have a 5-star in the Wrestling Observer next week, I will be shocked. It is an absolutely brilliant fucking match, way better than TV deserves. This should have been on pay-per-view. But
just
anyway.
on that, I can't say.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is a spoilery show, so Ciampa wins because it looks like he's about to win, and he's but the ref takes a bump onto the concrete floor, and Johnny Wrestling comes out, and Ciampa has the title and is going to hit Black with it, but him and Johnny Gargano are wrestling over it, and Johnny Gargano pulls it and hits Aleister Black right in the face with it. Ciampa knocks him out as well, pins Black. 1, 2, 3, brand new NXT champion. Awesome. But
it was a good match and it built towards storylines. But do you think, just as you said, who won now? Do you think that means Black's going to make his way up? Or?
Not till after SummerSlam.
SummerSlam's only not that far away.
Yeah, but I have heard a spoiler from the tapings that are coming up. Do you want to hear it, or?
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay, if anybody doesn't want to hear spoilers, you can mute the stream until I jump. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, apparently the match at TakeOver Brooklyn War Games is going to be a 3-way, involved all 3 of them. And I think Gargano is going to lose, and this is going to be he's going to lose because he lets his anger take over. And I think it's going to be like his low point. Okay. It's going to be his low point, and that's where everything's going to pick up after that. But Black won't be involved after this match, I think. Anyway, jumping. Welcome back. But I think this game is done. We'll leave and start new, won't we?
I think we should need to wrap this up anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, that's NXT real quick.
Lucha for this week. Because kind of in a rush now.
Yeah. Basically, Lucha Underground is awesome. Go and watch it. It's not available legally in Ireland. Well, air quote legally. But you can watch it at watchwrestling.uno. Watchwrestling.uno. UNO. It's that's where you can watch it. It's in its 4th season, 5 or 6 episodes, or 6 or 7 episodes in at the moment, and it's a great starting off point. You kind of need to know what happened before, but you don't really need to know. But it's a really good show. Go and watch it. It's absolutely unique. It's the most unique wrestling show that's out there. And if you like...
Yeah, it is very good. It's a very good show.
Anyway, I think that'll do us for a week. I think that was just about an hour, I think. So, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Peace.
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.